The money pit collapsed in 1861, and a whole bunch of wood sort of went missing. So one plausible theory is we're seeing that collapse. We're in the collapse zone.
Treasure hunters have long sought the secrets of Oak Island, often returning with little but dramatic stories. Skeptics analyze clues like tackle blocks and structured earth layers, indicating human activity rather than natural formations. The real story of Oak Island may be darker and more complex than commonly believed. Join us as we dive deeper. What hidden truths will we uncover next? A quest beyond simple treasures. Over the years, many people have invested a lot of money exploring the island's mysteries, often leaving empty-handed. This has led to skepticism about the stories and so-called evidence presented on the show. For instance, when a simple paddle is found, the dramatic music and pauses might make it seem more important than it really is. However, not everyone is convinced by the show. There are critical thinkers who look beyond the drama, searching for real answers. These individuals might help uncover the true story of Oak Island, whether it's due to natural events or something more significant. As the topic is explored further, it's important to revisit the actual evidence suggesting human activity on the island since 1795. Key discoveries include the tackle block, which suggests the famous pit was made by people. The depression in the ground and the evenly spaced layers of material every 10 feet support this idea. Critics argue these could be natural, caused by tides. But the material in these layers suggests otherwise. The fortified shoreline with oak structures and the human-made appearance of Smith's Cove provide clear signs of past human activity. The mix of salt water and fresh water in the island's pit indicates engineered underground passages. In 1981, Fred Nolan found cone-shaped stones with a carved face, hinting at religious significance and suggesting a purpose behind their placement. There are also stones with ancient carvings scattered across the island, indicating long-term human presence. A stone tablet found 90 feet down, though now missing, once had inscriptions that could have been key to understanding the island's history. Unfortunately, like many historical artifacts, it might now serve a more mundane purpose. Coconut fibers dating back to between 1280 and 1450, used to maintain flood channels and other metal-detected artifacts, show centuries of human visits. Wooden structures in Smith's Cove and evidence of sophisticated flood tunnels, once protected by coconut fibers, point to a complex system likely designed to guard something valuable. Excavations have revealed parchment paper, links of gold chains, and traces of mercury from deep within the pit. Underwater footage has even shown supports and signs of other tunnels, suggesting extensive man-made constructions below. Despite attempts to destroy these tunnels with dynamite in the early 1900s, which may have erased some evidence, what remains supports the idea of their existence. Throughout the TV series, viewers have suggested many practical ways to explore these mysteries further, from using steel barriers to block water to filling the pits with cement. As the story unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that the search for Oak Island's hidden treasures is deeply rooted in the traditions of Freemasonry. This intriguing connection emerged from diligent analysis of historical documents and texts pertaining to the island, some of which reveal the ceremonial aspects of Masonic rituals. The initial efforts to unearth the treasure, believed to have Masonic connections, date back to the establishment of Freemasonry in Nova Scotia in 1738. The relationship between the treasure hunters and Freemasonry is both long-standing and significant. Throughout the past 2 centuries, many individuals involved in the Oak Island treasure hunt were not only Freemasons, but also held prominent positions within their lodges. Individuals such as Oak Island Association treasurer Oak Creek played a pivotal role in the removal of a cryptic stone from the island around 1865. And Frederick Blair, who established the Oak Island Treasure Company in 1893, had been connected to the quest since 1863, marking a family commitment to uncovering the island's secrets. Additionally, William Chappell, another dedicated Freemason, took up the mantle of exploration, with his lineage continuing the tradition through his son, who served as the provincial Grand Master for Nova Scotia. These treasure quests often included a succession of Freemasons, among them the wealthy Gilbert Hedden from New Jersey and Professor Edwin Hamilton, who communicated with notable figures such as King George VI and President Franklin D. Roosevelt regarding the island's mysteries. Roosevelt himself had participated in the search during the summer and fall of 1909. The lore surrounding Oak Island and its treasure also includes significant Masonic symbolism. The infamous Money Pit, for instance, is reportedly adorned with markings akin to those used by Freemasons for identification. These markings, found on nearby trees, hint at a deeper Masonic connection, suggesting the pit's initial discovery by three men who, according to legend, represent figures from Masonic rituals. In the depths of the pit, explorers have found artifacts that provoke more questions than answers. Items such as a gold chain discovered in 1849 and a ciphered stone that disappeared around 1990 suggest that the island may have served as more than just a hiding place for material treasures. It could have also been a repository for items of significant ritualistic value. This stone, purportedly inscribed with ancient Coptic, implored viewers to remember God this day, indicating the religious or spiritual undertones of the items concealed on the island. Moreover, other artifacts like a stone triangle, a Christian cross, and a heart-shaped stone bear Masonic symbols, suggesting a ritualistic purpose behind their placement. The meticulously arranged cross on the island, in particular, might have been part of a Masonic ceremony, reflecting the profound spiritual and symbolic significance these treasures held for those who hid them. The narrative of Oak Island is also filled with structural and symbolic parallels to Masonic rites, particularly the Royal Arch degree, where seekers of hidden knowledge descend through layers. Much like the treasure hunters on Oak Island, the tools they used, shovels, pickaxes, and crowbars, mirror the working tools of Freemasonry, further aligning the physical search on Oak Island with the spiritual and moral search depicted in Masonic ceremonies. The presence of these symbols and the involvement of such high-ranking Freemasons in the quest not only enrich the tale of Oak Island, but also suggests that the island itself may serve as a modern extension of ancient Masonic allegories. As they get ready to dig deeper, what will they find in the strengthened garden shaft? Digging deeper into Oak Island's past. In 1861, the Money Pit on Oak Island collapsed. This event showed just how much effort people had put into finding the secrets hidden below. Many believe this collapse was a key moment in the search for treasure that might be linked to an ancient religious military group that could have visited the island long ago. This adds a historical twist to Oak Island's legend. Rick and Marty Lagina, stars of the TV show The Curse of Oak Island, have spent years trying to solve the island's mysteries, driven by tales of hidden riches that have attracted treasure hunters for over 200 years. Even though they faced many problems and found little at first, the Lagina brothers kept going, encouraged by interesting clues that slowly appeared. Their adventure reached an important point during the show's 10th season when they found traces of gold in the island's waters. This suggested that valuable treasures might have been brought to the island, supporting its legendary status as a place of hidden wealth. Their quest is shadowed by a grim legend, saying the treasure won't be found until 7 people die trying to get it. So far, 6 treasure hunters have died, making the hunt seem even darker and more mysterious. Despite this, Rick and Marty remain determined ones, hoping to make one of the greatest finds in treasure hunting history. Among their discoveries are artifacts like a stone with strange markings, ancient coins, and old tools. They also found a lead cross that might be linked to the Knights Templar. This medieval group was known for protecting Christian pilgrims, and some think they might have hidden sacred relics and their wealth on Oak Island. The team believes treasures like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant could be hidden in secret tunnels built by the Knights Templar. Every artifact and clue they find makes the mystery deeper and more exciting. Their careful search involves mapping and digging in promising spots, called borehole areas, where they think secrets might be buried. As the Laginas and their team find more clues, the excitement grows. For example, they finally examined an overlooked stone and found it had important information, making it a key piece of the puzzle. They also found more traces of gold in the water around the Money Pit, suggesting there might be a lot of gold hidden deep in the island. This led them to focus their digging in a specific area they called the Baby Blob, which they think is very promising. As they dig deeper, they explore a network of tunnels thought to be below the area. The team is careful, knowing that any careless move could set off ancient traps meant to protect the treasure. Their search is not just for material wealth, but also to prove historical theories about the island and maybe rewrite some parts of history. They discovered coconut fiber in one of the pits, which the Smithsonian confirmed is real. This find suggests that people used advanced engineering to create traps or flood tunnels to stop anyone from reaching the treasure. In 1861, Oak Island changed dramatically when a big collapse happened. This event suggested there was more to the island than anyone knew. It seemed to hide man-made structures and possibly hidden treasures that legends had talked about for years. The discovery of underground tunnels and stone-lined pathways made the island even more interesting, attracting new explorers and treasure hunters. The team are digging in spots labeled 8.5 and 13.5, excited by the discovery of a 10-foot empty space underground. This has made them hopeful they are close to solving Oak Island's old mysteries. Their spirits lift when they find an ancient cross deep in the island. Convinced they are near a major find, the team steps up their efforts. They carefully plan their digging to keep the island safe while exploring its hidden spaces. Each possible tunnel or cavity makes them hope they are connecting to a larger system that might reveal the island's secrets. But frustration builds as they keep digging. Despite their advanced tools and smart drilling, the expected wooden tunnels are nowhere to be found. The geologist keeps checking the ground, looking for any clue that might lead to a breakthrough, but answers remain elusive. Driven by the legend of the money pit, said to hold vast riches, the team drills tirelessly, worried they might be searching in the wrong spots. Yet just when things seem bleak, they find air bubbles, suggesting there are empty spaces below. This revives their hopes of finding a network of wooden tunnels. The idea of discovering these tunnels could mean finding Oak Island's legendary treasures or hidden chambers with ancient artifacts. The air bubbles lead to a new plan. The team starts collecting water samples from these spots to analyze in the lab, hoping to learn more about what lies beneath. Consulting with experts from the Duma Mining Company, the team figures out how to proceed carefully. Their goal is to explore without damaging the island's fragile underground structure. They plan to strengthen the shafts to allow safe and thorough exploration, hoping to finally uncover the secrets hidden for centuries. As they prepare to inject grout into the ground to stop water from flooding the shafts, they stay hopeful. Metal detector hits in unlikely areas suggest they are close to a big find. This careful approach aims to protect the site and keep it safe for future exploration. Finishing up their current phase of digging, the team looks forward to continuing their search. The thought of what they might find in the reinforced shafts keeps their hopes high. They are searching not just for treasure, but for answers to a puzzle that has baffled people for over 200 years. Every clue they find and every artifact they uncover brings them closer to understanding the real story of Oak Island. It's a tale filled with ancient sailors, pirate legends, and hidden riches. A story that fascinates everyone who hears about it. As they end the day's work, they know that tomorrow might bring them closer to their goal. The journey is tough, but the potential rewards are too great to ignore. They are determined to keep going, driven by the hope that Oak Island's secrets are almost within reach. With better safety now, the team starts searching again. What will they discover under the stable ground? Safeguarding Oak Island's depths, anticipation builds. When the Duma Company reassured the treasure seekers that they could continue their exploration safely and soon, excitement among the team members soared. The promise of a secure excavation environment fueled their hopes of exploring the mysterious shafts on Oak Island. Standing above the deep hole, a team member knew the danger below. A wrong step could be deadly. But the risk seemed worth it, especially since the Duma Company had promised a reinforced garden shaft and hinted at finding underground passages. The company's past success gave confidence, suggesting they might soon uncover hidden treasure. Optimism grew among the Legina brothers and their crew as they planned their next steps. The Duma Company's promise to stabilize the shafts with concrete reassured the crew. Using pressurized spray to stop water from coming in was a high-tech method, making the renovations thorough and complete, and possibly opening the path to the treasure. As work went on, the crew's excitement didn't fade, even with a 2-month timeline for the renovations. Considering the decades of treasure hunting on Oak Island, a 2-month wait was a small delay. This time was crucial for ensuring safety and setting the stage for a successful treasure hunt. The renovation was key not just for safety, but to possibly uncover the original money pit, the center of the island's treasure hunt. The team knew how important their work was. Each artifact found could add to the island's history. With a better understanding of what lay beneath, the team prepared for deeper explorations. They believed that by stabilizing and examining the garden shaft and nearby areas, they might finally reveal the secrets Oak Island had kept for over 2 centuries. The sound of machinery and the busy activity showed that exploration was back in full swing. The team was more determined than ever to explore the wooden tunnels believed to be under the island. Their high spirits and renewed purpose were clear. They were close to making history. As they dug deeper, every shovel of soil and every object found brought them closer to solving Oak Island's mysteries. The garden shaft seemed especially important for unlocking the island's past. The more they investigated, the more artifacts they found, showing they were on the right track. The historical context of their search was always present. Linked to the legend of Oak Island were the Knights Templar, a group of warrior monks who protected pilgrims in Jerusalem. Some believed the Templars had hidden their treasures on Oak Island for safekeeping. The team's efforts were about more than just finding treasure. They were about connecting with a part of human history that had fascinated people for centuries. The idea that the Templars used the island for their treasures added excitement to the hunt. Each day on Oak Island brought the team closer to a big breakthrough. With reinforced shafts and new digging tools, they were better prepared than anyone before to uncover the island's secrets. The story of Oak Island, from ancient times to now, was one of high hopes, deep losses, and endless quests for hidden riches. The Legina brothers and their crew were writing the latest chapter in this epic tale. Whether it took another decade or more, they were committed to finding the truth. As they stood on the edge of possibly finding the greatest treasure on Oak Island, the stakes were high, but so were their hopes, and each day the dream of uncovering the island's secrets seemed more possible. With a mix of history and modern technology, the treasure hunters were closer than ever to finding what Oak Island might still be hiding. Did the Knights Templar really hide their treasures on Oak Island? Or is it just a myth to fuel our imaginations? Like, comment, and subscribe for more.